Hi, Nancy here, and today I want to teach you how to do a tubular bind off. This is on 1x1 rib, and I'm using this in particular to teach you how to do this on a toe-up sock because look at it stretch. It's got just great memory, and it's really easy to do. Basically, we're talking a Kirschner graph here, and instead of separating it on two needles, we're actually going to do this on one. I know it sounds hard, but with a little bit of practice, you're not going to have any trouble with it. Okay, so I've got a little swatch here, and here's how we begin. Okay, what you want to remember is that, like Kirschner graph, every stitch is passed through twice. When you have a knit stitch, you start as if to purl and then off as if to knit. When it's a purl stitch, it's always on as if to knit and off as if to purl. Okay, that's your final. I have a video on Kirschner graph if you want to refresh your memory. This is more or less the same, it just looks different. So here we go. Okay, we're going to start with the knit stitch. Okay, so we begin with as if to knit, or excuse me, as if to purl. Okay, and we're going to leave it on. Okay, now the next stitch we're going to go as if to knit and leave it on. Okay, now we start actually doing it. We're going to take the first stitch, slip it off as if to knit. Now the next stitch, this is kind of weird, we're going to go into that as if to purl. So we're going to pass over what is now the first stitch and go into the second stitch as if to purl. Okay, now we're going to take what's now that first stitch and we're going to take them off as if to purl. Okay, so purl off. Oh, got these little ends all over the place here. You know, and I'm trying to keep this in a tiny little camera range here. Okay. This next motion's weird. It's kind of like the tubular bind off I do for brioche, but you go in between the stitch that's first now and the second. You go in between and you push down. You push down it. Do you see that? And you're going in as if to knit. Now you can also just come up through like so. This is the same exact motion. Okay? And then you go as if to knit. I don't know why it's always recommended to do it the other way, but I'm sure there's a reason for it. Okay, so we're back to this first stitch, and we're going to go off as if to knit. Okay. I like this better than working it on the needles, and you always have that choice to do it that way, but doesn't seem to be as fussy about how tight you get it. Okay, so now we're to this point again where we go into the knit stitch as if to purl. First stitch off as if to purl. Okay. Now we're going to do that funky thing again, and instead of going in between and pulling it through, I'm going to take advantage of the little bend I have in this needle, and I'm going to just push down, okay, and I'm going into this as if to knit. Okay, again, in between, I'm going to push down, and then I'm going and entering that stitch as if to knit. Okay. Now we're going to knit off. Okay. Then we're going to purl on. You do get a rhythm here for this, just like Kirschner graph. Okay. This one is going to be purl off. Okay, and now we're going to go funky again. In between, push down, I'll flip it back and you can see you're going through that stitch as if to knit. Okay, then we're going to knit off. Before you do this for real, on something that really matters, cast on an odd number 1 by 1 rib and practice it. It's worth practicing. Okay, and then we're going to go as if to purl into the knit column there. Okay, then we're going to purl off. Okay, then we're going to again go between, do the funky thing. Okay, then we're going to knit off. Okay, getting there. And now we're going to purl on that last stitch. Okay, and then we're going to purl off. And then we're going to, well, I'll make it look a little better than that. And then we're going to knit off. I'm going to set my needle over here, and let's see what we did here. Okay. All right, so I can fiddle with that a little bit, but you can see what you have here. Isn't that neat? So it's exactly the same if I would have taken the knit stitches and slipped them onto one needle and brought them forward and let the purl sit on the back and then done your, from one needle to the other. The traditional Kishner graph, this is exactly the same stretch, same everything. I think it's faster. It's certainly, I think it's easier. Again, because you don't have to be so conscious of how the tension is. It seems to work out okay. It tell you it looks great on the top of the sock. So anyways, give it a try. You might like it. But anyways, this is how you do the tubular bind off on 1 by 1 rib. Thank you.